We would like to welcome you to the Calvary Christian home opener here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The six-time defending GAPS champions taking on the defending 2A AISA champion Lakeside School out of Eufaula here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Richard Holdridge here on the broadcast. We are moments away from first pitch here at Calvary Christian. We're going to take a break. And we'll be right back with the starting lineups here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are live on Facebook and live on YouTube this Saturday afternoon. Glad to be joining us on a little bit of a wind here, but the temperature is just nice and have been in the lower 50s. At least it's not 30. The past couple of baseball games that we have experienced here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live is definitely not baseball weather. That Brookstone Columbus game 2 nights ago was brutal. Irving's pitch, and that is fouled out of play as Trent Hayes stays alive. It's 0-2. He's just trying to protect. Lakeside School, the defending 2A AISA champions, led by their head coach, Tony Rasmus, the former Russell County coach that led Russell County to a state championship in 2005, and able to get a state championship from Lakeside School out of Eufaula. There's a throwback, and then of course, Calvary Christian. You see the state championships out in the left field wall. They got a new practice hitting facility out there and got 6 state championships in the gaps. This is the first year for Calvary in the GIAA. The 0-2, swing and a miss. And Tommy Irving gets Trent Hayes, and Lakeside School strands a runner. We go to the first. Calvary coming up to bat in the bottom of the first here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Varsity community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
All right, we are back here, bottom of the first inning. Carson Britton is on the mound for Lakeside School. Here's the starting lineups for the Calvary Christian Knights, led by their head coach and former Columbus Chattahoochee manager, Steve Smith. Leading things off and playing short is Cam Houston. Batting second and in left field is Tripp Ellison. The center fielder is Bryson Brooks. The cleanup hitter, Tommy Irving, batting fifth, and behind the plate, Jackson Kennedy. Nate Osborne batting sixth and playing third. Liam Holcutt batting seventh and playing first base. The DH and in the 8-hole is Brody Reed, and batting ninth is Braxton Wilkinson, the right fielder. Cam Houston lines a base hit on the first pitch, and that's how he starts the at-bat here, as this is the home opener for Calvary Christian. They got to turn around later today and go to Central to take on the Central Red Devils, who were defeated last night by Glenwood 8-4, thanks to a solo shot by Mason McCrane and a 3-run blast by Cal Lawrence in one of the biggest wins in Glenwood history, as history was made last night at Darnell Nelson Field. That's a liner, going to be fouled to the left-handed hitter Tripp Ellison. A lot of familiar faces from last year's team, but had to say goodbye to several players like Bailey Thorne, who's playing at Columbus State this year. But they They don't rebuild. They reload. This is a very talented team, and I think they're going to do just fine in the gap, in the GIAA. First year in the GIAA. Yeah, we got a chance to see Brookstone last night. That's going to be a big-time rival. And then we also saw Pacelli taking on this same Lakeside school team. And the wine and the deliver by Carson Britton. And it is outside. It's 1-1. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. We appreciate everybody watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. A 1-1 swing and chopped foul. It'll be 1-2. It really is a gorgeous day to play baseball. A little windy, but not a cloud in the sky. But this Lakeside school team, they are undefeated. They are 15-0. Britton throws that one back, and just looking at their stats, their leading hitter is Boston Brown. I mean, he had just a phenomenal game against Pacelli. Britton's 1-2 that just missed, and it is now 2-2. The Calvary Christian Knights, we were able to witness them clinch 2 championships in the past 2 seasons right here on this field 2 years ago against the Kings Academy. As runner goes, and the hit and run was on, and now it's 2-2. And then last year, they were road warriors. They were able to defeat Rock Springs Christian in the semifinals and then defeated the Kings Academy on their home field to capture their 6th GAPS championship. Would have won a 7th if it wasn't for COVID. As you can see, they do not have a championship in 2020. Nobody did because nobody played that year. The 2-2, there's a ground ball right to the second baseman, Braden Vachon, who bobbles it. And Calvary's got 2 runners on with no outs. The sure-handed second baseman and the former Russell County Warrior, Braden Vachon, just could not handle it. And now the heart of the order coming up. Bryson Brooks, the number 3 hitter, with 2 runners on for Calvary, is coming to the plate. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And he steps out of the batter's box. And now Carson Britton going to work off Bryson Brooks, working from the stretch. Checks down Cam Houston and fires to the plate, a strike. And it's 0-1. Later today, we got Russell County and Glenwood. And also Calvary taking on Central later tonight. It's an 0-1 count. Britton checks the runner. Breaking ball inside, but just missed. It's 1-1. We got a pretty decent-sized crowd for the home opener. There's a 1-1. And the way this ballpark is constructed, there's bleachers down below. We're up in the grass. I mean, there's just a perfect seat in the ballpark. You could take your folding chair and go to the back of the fence and still get a good view. Britton's 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. It's a golden opportunity for Bryson Brooks to get a big inning here in the first for Calvary. Britton working from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. And throws back to second. Just trying to keep Cam Houston honest. He's a base stealer. Just shown a lot of promise, and he was one of the leading hitters on last year's team. That's popped up in the infield. Actually, right. Gets into the center field and actually makes the catch. Is the center fielder. I thought that was an infield hit. Connor Britton, the brother of Carson Britton, and that's going to be the first out. Sometimes the crack of the bat, you think it's an infield hit, but that carried into the outfield. So the cleanup hitter, Tommy Irving, and also today's pitcher for Calvary Christian will come to the plate with one out. Lakeside hoping for a double play to get out of this inning. Carson Britton going to work to Irving, and he's going to step off the runner. He's really focused on Cam Houston at second because he is a threat to run. I wonder if Cam Houston trying to test this catcher's arm. There's a fastball check swing, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be strike one. Always great to be back here at the ballpark here at Calvary Christian, as they have just been gracious hosts, passionate fans, and they've done a great job just supporting Calvary over the years, and they have been a perennial power in the Chattahoochee Valley as that's roped into center. Britton camps under it, makes a catch. Cam Houston thought about tagging. And what a throw by Connor Britton to get it back in the infield. So 2 quick outs. And now the number 5 hitter, Jackson Kennedy, will step to the plate. And the wind is really starting to pick up. Wind is blowing to dead right. This is definitely not the type of weather you want to try to pull the ball. This is anybody that has opposite field power. You might want to try to aim for the right field fence because this wind is carrying to right field. And that is in there for a strike. So Calvary making their debut in the GIAA. Their district opponents are going to be obviously Pacelli, Brookstone here in Columbus, Westfield School, which is in 3A, and Strong Rock. And we did receive word. In fact, I actually looked up on the GIAA website that the state championships for the GIAA will be at Synovus Park. So that is going to be a treat for any one of these schools. If they can make it, they would be playing in their own backyard. And it is a 1-1 count to Jackson Kennedy. And the pitch high above the letters. It's 2-1. Last year, Calvary Christian was able to defeat the Kings Academy up at Milton High School 8-3, and then they won game 2, 1-0. That's grounded. That took a bad hop, but the shortstop, Demetrius Hartnett, throws him out to first, and Calvary strands 2 runners as we played 1. It's scoreless here at Calvary Christian as we'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
top of the second inning, Tommy Irving had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and now he's going to have to face the heart of the order coming up for Lakeside as Trent Hayes, the cleanup hitter, will lead things off for the Chiefs. Irving winds, kicks, delivers, and a swing and a miss. Good cut on that fastball. And it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That is away for a ball. It's 1-1. Irving gets the sign, delivers the 1-1 pitch, and that is right on the corner for a strike. And he is ahead in the count, 1-2, to the cleanup hitter, Trent Hayes, with Boston Brown on deck. Irving's 1-2 pitch, and it's lined in a right. Camped under it and makes the grab is Wilkinson for the out. And Irving has retired the first 4 batters here in this game. And that will bring to the plate Boston Brown. Or actually, that's going to be Rhett Wilborn. So Boston Brown is actually, it's Rhett Wilborn is going to be the batter. Sometimes the lineup just looks funny, and you end up having somebody that's listed where they're supposed to be. But Irving, pitch, and swung on a miss. And that's in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Irving, 1-2 pitch. And that is high for a ball, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Breaking ball, got him on the corner, strike 3. And now Cole Casarino is going to come up to the plate. Casarino steps out, and one of the traditions in high school baseball that will never get old. It's the players in the dugout with the chatter. Love seeing it, and that's going to be inside for ball 1. Also, this is another fence where the net is very high, so not a whole lot of foul balls go into the crowd. There's lined in a left. And that's going to fall for a base hit. And that's going to be a 2-out single for Cole Casarino. That's the first hit of the game for Lakeside. That will bring to the plate Demetrius Hartnett. There's a wind picking up here. As we got a great crowd here. Not an empty seat in the bleachers. We've got folding chairs all around the grass. That is low ball 1. Irving throws back to first. Calvary went 27-8 last year with a 6-0 record in the gaps. Here's a 1-0, and that's fouled away. That evens the count at 1-1. And the way their schedule, which they face teams like Northside, Troup County, a lot of GHSA schools. They played LaGrange, Calvary Christian, or Carver. That's in there for a strike. Calvary Christian played Carver. Taking on Glenwood. Faced Pacelli and Brookstone as members of the Gaps. They're going to face them in GIAA play this year. The 1-2, swing and a miss. And Tommy Irving gets a second strikeout, and that ends the inning. Lakeside School strands a runner. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless here at Calvary.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Bottom of the second inning, and Nate Osborne going to lead things off. I do want to mention that 1-0 game last year against the Keams Academy. Carson Ward ended up pitching 6 scoreless. Tommy Irving came in relief and retired the side, and Calvary was able to win the Gaps championship in dramatic fashion, 1-0. We were there when Georgia Alabama Sports Live. As Nate Osborne starts him off with a strike. That was a very historic day in Georgia Alabama Sports Live history, as we had Thrift Behringer up in Montgomery calling Glenwood Lee Scott. That's tattooed right to the center fielder, and making the snag is Connor Britton for the first out. And now here comes to the plate Liam Holcutt, fresh off of a fantastic basketball season for Coach Jonathan Gordon. Unfortunately, Calvary ended up losing to the Keams Academy in the first round of the GIAA, but Liam Holcutt steps into the batter's box, making his first appearance on the baseball diamond. Swings and misses for strike one. Good to see him out there. I know he did have an injury in basketball, but he was able to recover from that and just in time for the baseball season. Big shout out to Grant Smithwick in attendance from one of our sponsors, Masterwall Incorporated. Yeah, he's waving at me because he heard his name. Yeah, we appreciate Masterwall Incorporated for being a supporting sponsor for everything Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Also, they're our big sponsor for Calvary Athletics. And the 0-1, there's a breaking ball. It's in there, strike two. That pitch, strike three. And Carson Britton gets him on 3 straight pitches to get the out. And it's now 2 away. And Brody Reed, the batter. Reed comes in, and the first pitch, Britton. And there's a ground ball right to the third baseman. Hayes throws to first in time, and Carson Britton with a 1-2-3 inning. We play 2 here at Calvary. It's scoreless on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock, and their partnership with everything that we do. And without businesses like Buffalo Rock, we wouldn't be able to go cover softball, volleyball games, every type of high school sport you can think of, local college games, and professional. So thank you to those businesses that support us, and specifically Buffalo Rock. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast after a nice long day, why not enjoy it with a nice refreshing Sorry? The best lemon lime soda around. Thank you to Sorry and Buffalo Rock for our partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Top of the third inning, and leading things off is Braden Vachon, the former Russell County Warrior. I remember PA announced one of his, I want to say, middle school games back in 2022. As he steps in. That was a fun experience. Tommy Irving, 2 innings of work so far. First pitch to Vachon, and that is fouled back. So some of the key hitters from last year's team that have gone on to graduate, Bailey Thorne had a .462 batting average with 13 home runs. He is now at Columbus State, but he is a pitcher at Columbus State for Coach Appleton. There's the 0-1, a little slow roller down the third base line, and it's now 0-2 to Braden Vachon. Also, some of the key hitters on that team, Noah Strickland and Joel Cordero. The 0-2, fastball. And staying alive is Vachon. It's 0-2. This Lakeside school team, they are undefeated. Saw them a couple days ago on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. They defeated Pacelli in the Battle of the Rasmuses as Coach Tony Rasmus defeated his son Case Rasmus. The 0-2, swing and a miss, and Tommy Irving gets him on strikeouts. What a K, and that is his second strikeout of the game. So with one down, got the top of the order coming up. Connor Britton, who flied out to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Irving, pitch, swing and a miss. Irving, the 0-1. Check swing. He went around. It's 0-2. Tommy Irving just getting control of his fastball, being ahead in the count on these hitters. The 0-2 pitch. And that is popped up out of play, and that is going to be maybe in the parking lot still. No, it's still in play. The long grassy hill behind us is, I mean, it's pretty deep out there, and so foul balls will rarely go into the parking lot. But you just never know. You guys got to protect those cars out there. Tommy Irving, one down. No balls, 2 strikes to Connor Britton, and the pitch, and it is high for a ball. And now it's a 1-2 count. Lakeside School, we had a chance to see them in the Border Wars at Glenwood last year. The 1-2, that is in the dirt, and it evens the count at 2-2. Lakeside School, the defending 2A AISA champions. They defeated Edgewood Academy to win the championship. Incredible season. They went 25-23, but 6-0 in their region. The 2-2 pitch, and that just missed. And that runs the count full. A good job by Connor Britton, staying patient. Three balls, 2 strikes. Irving goes into the full windup. Payoff pitch coming, and that is a high fly ball. Towering to right field. Going back, way back. That ball is gone. A solo shot by Connor Britton. And Lakeside School strikes first. They're up 1-0. Connor Britton just took that away. Talked about the wind. It didn't look like it was going to be out, but this wind is carrying out to right field. So Lakeside School with a 1-0 lead, and now Tyler Mark Bullock will be the batter. Irving's first pitch, and that is fouled away. And that was just Connor Britton being patient at the plate. Tommy Irving had to throw a strike, and he waited for his pitch, and he took that deep to right field. The 0-1, that's chopped foul. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got a busy Saturday afternoon. We've got CVCC softball later tonight. We've got Calvary Central baseball. The 0-2 pitch, and that is outside and away for a ball 1-2. Monday, we've got the Glenwood home opener. They are going to be taking on Northside. And then we're going to have a busy week next week as well with possibly playoffs and basketball, as that is outside for a ball. Some of the basketball games happening today as Spencer is hosting Crisp County at 4 o'clock. Carver is hosting Burke County at 6. So still plenty of time to catch both games. The Carver girls are actually on the road today taking on Tatnall County in Glenville. The 2-2, swing and a miss. It's dropped. The catcher throws it to first for the out. So Tommy Irving gets out of the inning. Or nope, that's the second out. Want to make sure. Not going to pull a Benny Agbayani. I think that anybody gets that reference from the New York Mets in the year 2000 where he caught the ball, thought it was the third out. There was a runner on base, and he throws it into the stands, and the runner scores on the tag. Just an iconic moment in baseball. So as a baseball announcer, sometimes you forget that there's only one out. All right, so 2 away. That was the third strikeout for Tommy Irving. Carson Scott, the batter. And is low for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. Irving delivers. Fires away, and that's in there for a strike. So a little about Coach Steve Smith. He is not only the baseball coach, he's also the athletic director and a big supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. was the manager for the Columbus Chatahoots from 2021 to 2023. 3 fantastic seasons. That just missed. It's 2-2. Got to the Sun Belt Championship twice. And former Chattahoots players like Brian Trepanier, who had his number retired, now the pitching coach. The 2-2, and that is fouled away. He's had coaches on his staff like McClendon Hill, who's over at Columbus, Michael Long Jr., who's over at Russell County. Just really built a foundation. And the 2-2, that's low in the dirt. It runs the count full. That first pitch by Carson Britton is swung on a miss for a strike. Top of the order coming up on deck. And that's inside for a ball. And that is going to be a walk issued to Braxton Wilkinson. So Calvary with a runner at first. And back to the top of the order is Cam Houston, who is 1 for 1 in the game with a single. That pitch is in there for a strike. And that's throw back to first. It's an 0-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Cam Houston, one of the top players on last year's team. He fouls that one away. Staying aggressive up there. That pitch, strike 3, and the throw down, and that's going to be a stolen base. You tried to apply the hit and run, and Cam Houston goes out on strikeouts, but at least the tying run moves into scoring position. That will bring up Trip Ellison, who reached on an error. And I love this walk-up song. This is the anthem every time we go into basketball gymnasiums on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The song Flex by Cupid has been the anthem for the past year. And here comes Trip Ellison. Carson Britton steps off the rubber. This is the first season for Calvary in the GIAA. Something's got to give. You got the 6-time GAPS champion, and you got the GIAA champion Brookstone. As that's lined into right field, that's going to be a base hit. Here comes, well, it looks like it would not be able to score the run. And now we got runners at the corners. I thought it was going to be able to be good enough to score the run, but Calvary's got a runner at first and third with 1 out. And Trip Ellison's aboard for the second time, and now you got the heart of the order coming up for the Knights with one out. Bryson Brooks, who flied out to center his first time up. He is 0 for 1. Carson Britton from the stretch in the pitch to Brooks. That's in the dirt. That's a good stop by Scott. And it's 1-0. The 1-0. And that is in there for a strike. It's a 1-1 count. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got a packed house here for the home opener for Calvary Christian, as it should be. And the throwback to first. This has really been the standard when it comes to baseball. The 6-time champions of the Gaps. Started back in 2018. Would have won a 7th in 2020, but COVID shut that one down. And now they're playing their first year in the GIAA. I mean, you got Tallulah Falls, who's preseason number 1. Brookstone, the defending champions. That's roped into center. Britton charging it and throws it back into the infield for the second out. And the tie, did he get him? The tag, he got him at the plate. I didn't realize the runner was tagging. What a play by Lakeside. What a throw by Connor Britton to get the double play, and Lakeside gets out of the inning. We played 3. Lakeside still leads Calvary 1-0. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Varsity community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We are back here, top of the 4th inning. And wow, what a play by Connor Britton to double up the base runner. Unbelievable. And Lakeside coming to bat. Tommy Irving on the mound working the 4th. And leading things off for Lakeside. Do we got to try to see? I don't have a number 15 on the roster that Coach Rasmus gave me. Well, Tommy Irving going to work. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Tommy Irving going to be one of the pitchers that Coach Smith is going to rely on this year. Saw a lot of promise, especially in that Game 2 of the championship last year. Swing and a miss for a strike. It's 1-1. This is Rhett Wilborn. He's actually number 10 on the roster, but we'll say he's number 15. Jersey change. Sometimes they do jersey swaps at the high school level, and that's swing and a miss. It's 1-2. And sometimes players like to have multiple numbers. Just ask Michael Jordan, 45 and 23. The 1-2. That's high for a ball, 2-2. Or Deebo Samuel, 19 and 1. I never could understand why he changed from 19 to 1. Just not the same player. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Wellborn. Strike 3, right down Broad Street for the first out. And rack 'em up. That is Tommy Irving's 4th strikeout. Now Cole Sasserino, who's 1 for 1 with a single, steps up. Irving delivers. And the pitch. And that's lined into left. That's going to be a base hit. And Cole Cesarino keeps the streak alive. He is 2 for 2 in the game with 2 singles. And Lakeside School, they do come into this game 12-0. They got Tyler Bullock batting .545, Carson Scott with a .467 batting average, and Trent Hayes batting .458. Their leading home run hitters are Boston Brown and Tyler Bullock and Connor Britton. That pitch is in there just outside for a ball. It's 2-0. Calvary hoping for a double play here. Irving from the stretch, throw back to first. Trying to keep him honest. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. Lakeside School leads 1-0. The 2-0, there's a ground ball right to Houston. The flip to second, throw to first. And he's safe. As Hartnett beats out the throw. So he grounds into a fielder's choice. There's now 2 away, and now Braden Vachon, the former Russell County Warrior, steps into the plate. He struck out his first time up in the 3rd inning. You couldn't ask for better baseball weather. We have got a jammed-packed crowd here at Calvary Christian for the home opener. That pitch, and that hits Vachon. And, yeah, we got some of the fans saying that might have hit his bat. But the umpire is going to give him first base. Now there's 2 runners on. Lakeside School hoping for a big inning. They got the top of the order coming up. And who else? Connor Britton, who took a 3-2 pitch and sent it out to right field, which I believe it just landed somewhere in Midland. Yeah, no, I got jokes. We have said that about the Jorge Soler home run for like 3 years now. Anyway, when you're calling a game by yourself, you don't have anybody kind of to cut up with and to joke around with. But I was talking to some of these parents, including Liam Holcutt's dad. I said, hey, if I had an extra mic, you're more than welcome to have a seat right here and be my color commentator. And he's going to possibly take me up on that offer. And that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Top of the 4th, Lakeside School leads 1-0 thanks to a solo shot by Connor Britton. Now he's got a chance to really do some damage with 2 runners on. Irving from the stretch, the 0-1, and that is popped up, out of play. Gotta watch out over there. Yeah, you got to just turn around, and those kids out there shagging foul balls, which is another favorite baseball tradition of mine, is seeing those kids run out for those foul balls like it's a Happy Meal toy. They really want a foul ball. And I remember when I was a kid, getting a foul ball at a baseball game was like gold. Swing and a miss, and what a pitch by Tommy Irving to get Connor Britton on an 0-2 pitch. He just sent it right down the middle, and he said, here you go, try to swing at this. And he threw some heat on that one, and Lakeside School strands 2 runners. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Lakeside School leads Calvary 1-0 on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Calvary coming up to bat, down 1-0. As we would like to thank our social media partner, Colin Scroggins and CNAW2 News, as we have partnered with Colin Scroggins, and now you can get sports from CNAW2 News, from Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Real news, real local, real fast. Tommy Irving's going to lead things off for Calvary, with his team down 1-0. Last inning, Bryson Brooks hit a fly ball to center field, and the center fielder, Connor Britton, ended up gunning down Trip Ellison on a double play, as Irving takes that for a strike. And that's what you got to do. If you're Calvary, you got to stay aggressive out there. This is, right now, we're witnessing a pitcher's duel between Carson Britton and Tommy Irving. Runs are going to come at a premium. There's the 0-1, and that is in there, strike. There is no question about it that Coach Rasmus and Coach Smith knew how big this game was going to be, that they were going to throw, I would say, maybe their top pitchers, as Irving, deep center, Britton makes the basket catch in the deep part of center field. He had to put the glove over his eyes because of the sun. So Tommy Irving flies out, and now Jackson Kennedy, the batter. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. This is the home opener for Calvary Christian. They got to turn around later today and play Central on the road. There's a changeup, and that just missed. 1-0. Lakeside School will be hosting Brookstone on Monday down in Eufaula. And that hits Jackson Kennedy. And it looks like he is going to be okay, but that represents the tying run. And now Nate Osborne, the batter. Need to get a pinch runner out there for Kennedy. Not sure what the discussion is here. But yeah, taking a look at Lakeside School's record, they are 12-0. They've swept the Oak School, Coosa Valley, Springwood, Westfield School, And then on Thursday, they defeated Pacelli. They defeated Cottondale out of Dothan. Defeated them yesterday. So this is their third game in 3 days. Coach Rasmus has made his impact at Lakeside School, coming back to coaching, and took him to the AISA championship last year. Of course, the former Major League player had 2 sons in the majors. Colby Rasmus, who played for the Cardinals, Corey Rasmus, who played for the Braves. He was a pitcher. Both were members of the 1999 Phoenix City Little League team. And that's on the fist. Osborne. And did that hit the runner? And that's going to be safe. That took a weird bounce. But Nate Osborne was able to beat out the throw and gets a single out of it. Nate Osborne, the quarterback for Coach Emmanuel Brunson for the Calvary football team. Also on the baseball team. All right, Liam Holcutt, the batter. He is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. And swing and a miss. Go-ahead run is at first, as Calvary trails 1-0 over Lakeside School. Now, the other son that Coach Rasmus has is Case Rasmus, who's the new coach at Pacelli. That was a historic game on Thursday that we had for you. The 0-1, and that's looped into right center. That is going to fall for a base hit. Jackson Kennedy rounds third, and we are tied. And here comes Nate Osborne, and Calvary takes the lead. One out, double by Liam Holcutt, drives in 2 runs. And Calvary now leads 2-1. And it was a gapper. It went into right center. It was in a part of the area where Britton or Wilburn could not get to it. And just like that, Calvary is on top 2-1 over Lakeside School. That will bring up Brody Reed, who grounded out his first time up, and that is going to be low for a ball, 1-0. Britton from the stretch, checks Holcutt at second. Check swing, he did go around. It gets away from the catcher. It's 1-1. He might have foul tipped that. That's why Holcutt wasn't running to third. The batter, Brody Reed. Calvary up 2-1. And the pitch, high pop-up in shallow right. That is going to fall for a base hit. Holcutt rounds third. There's the throw to second, and Brody Reed's got himself a double. And now Calvary with runners in scoring position. And now Braxton Wilkinson, who does not have an official at bat. He walked in the second. Calvary's got a golden opportunity to put some big-time runs on the board here in the fourth. We got looks like a conversation out there by the third baseman, and Trent Hayes just telling his pitcher just to calm his nerves. Braxton Wilkinson coming up, and we do have a courtesy pinch runner. Yeah, that pinch runner is going to be for Liam Holcutt. As we have an absolute gorgeous day here at Calvary Christian, and we are honored to be live streaming many Calvary games as we were all season, including football, basketball, softball, volleyball, and even archery. As I'm proud of the work of live streaming the archery competition they had, along with several schools. It was a couple months ago. And we're excited about live streaming Calvary soccer. Here's the pitch over to Wilkinson, and that's in there for a strike. It's an 0-1 count to Braxton Wilkinson. Britton. Pitch to the plate is outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Britton checks the runner. The 1-1 showing bunt, and the runner just gets tagged out at third, and that was just a play where they were trying to go for the squeeze play, and it does not work out for Calvary as the runner gets tagged out for the second out. But we do have a runner at third now with 2 away. That was just one of those plays where Wilkinson laid down the bunt, trying to go for the suicide squeeze, and you got to work it to perfection. You got to lay down the bunt and allow the runner to come in, and as that is going to be outside. And big shout out to Dylan Hostin, who's here in attendance. He got second team all region for Coach Jonathan Gordon's Calvary Punch, and that is, oh, look out. That is fouled down the dugout, and those players are trying to get out of the way. It's always great to see Calvary athletes coming out and supporting their fellow athletes in other sports, and seeing members of the basketball team just here supporting. He's here supporting his Calvary teammate Liam Holcutt, and also the Calvary baseball team as well. And congratulations on a fantastic season for Dylan Hostin. And he's only a junior. I mean, he is going to continue getting better. As Darnell Hamilton also in the building too, or in the stadium. I keep saying building because we're used to calling basketball games. As that's popped up, heads up. Yeah, everybody just got to get out of the way sometimes. Absolute gorgeous day on this Saturday afternoon. Britton, the 1-2, and it's popped up. Oh, is it playable? Yes, it is. The catcher makes the catch. It stays in the infield, or in foul territory. All right, we played 4. Calvary takes the lead, and they now lead Lakeside 2-1. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hey, grab me one too.
Top of the fifth inning, and the PA announcer playing the song "The Heat Is On" by Glenn Fry, member of the Eagles, and we really needed that song 2 days ago for Brookstone Columbus because we really needed some heat up in the baseball stadium. Tommy Irving on to work the fifth. And coming up to the plate for Lakeside is Tyler Mark Bullock, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Connor Britton struck out to end the inning with 2 runners on, and that's really been the momentum shifter, as that's looped into right field for a base hit for Tyler Mark Bullock, and he's got a leadoff single to start the fifth. So the tying run aboard, and now Carson Scott will be the batter. He has reached base twice, reached on an error in the first, and walked. Tommy Irving working from the stretch. Calvary leading 2-1 thanks to a 2 RBI double by Liam Holcutt. And that's in there for a strike. The other run that scored was a solo shot by Connor Britton. And that was in the third. The 0-1 showing bunt, lays it down, but it's going to be foul. It's now 0-2. There's a throwback to first. Carson Scott, the batter. Irving, the 0-2, and that hit him right on the arm. Yeah, and I'm agreeing with the fans over here as well. He was literally on top of the plate. But he stepped into the plate and took the hit batsman. And Carson Scott does get his courtesy runner. And now Trent Hayes, the batter, who is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. We're here in the top of the fifth inning. Don't forget, Calvary is going to turn around, and they are going to go across the river to play a nightcap game against the Central Red Devils at Darnell Nelson Field, which right now that's where Glenwood and Russell County are playing. Irving from the stretch. Like Liam Holcutt just charging, like hoping for a bunt. No outs. 2 runners aboard for Lakeside School. Irving's pitch showing bunt, and he pops it in the air. What a catch by Jackson Kennedy! He laid out and got that one. You knew that when the bunt was going to pop up that somebody was going to make a crazy play, and that just might be the play of the day for Jackson Kennedy. Oh, man, I wish Toygar was here so we could see the replay. And that will bring to the plate Boston Brown. He is 0 for 2 in this game. He's got a golden opportunity to either tie the game or take the lead with one swing of the bat. Irving from the stretch. First pitch to Boston Brown. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Lakeside School out of Eufaula, which is about an hour south of Phoenix City. The 0-1. In there, strike two. Still in the Chattahoochee Valley. Some of the schools over there include Eufaula High School, the Eufaula Tigers. The Lakeside School, one of those schools in the AISA. Irving's 0-2. Swing and a miss, and got him. And rein him up. 5 strikeouts for Tommy Irving. And that was a big out. Because now with a force at any base, Rhett Wilborn will be the batter. Oh, Luke McGowan actually coming in for Rhett Wilborn as a pinch runner, the courtesy pinch runner. Rhett Wilborn now will come up to the plate. Lakeside School undefeated on the season, 12-0. They're looking to repeat in the AISA. And when you talk about baseball managers, when it comes to developing talent, Tony Rasmus is one of the best in the business. And he did it at Russell County, won a state championship in 2005, put 2 of his sons in the major leagues. I mean, he and also Case Rasmus was a minor league player as well. A lot of people forget that. Case Rasmus, the coach at Pacelli this year. Just a proud baseball family, and he has really had an impact at Lakeside School. After winning the championship last season. Irving in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing. He did not go around, but it does not matter. It is strike one. Calvary leads 2-1, top of the 5th inning. But Lakeside School is threatening here in the 5th. Irving from the stretch. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Fouled. And you got to love that sound effect. No, it did not hit a car, and no, the alarm did not go off. But that is probably the most creative sound effect that I've ever seen, and that I've ever heard. And I appreciate sound effects because I used to work the stadium sound effects at a minor league baseball team right out of college. And so I appreciate good sound effects. Broken glass, car alarms, I love it. 1-2 pitch, strike 3, and the inning's over. Tommy Irving, 6th strikeout. And Lakeside School strands 2 runners. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Calvary's holding on to a 1-run lead here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Quinteria Perry, and this is my CVCC story. I've graduated from CVCC with my associates in medical assistant, and I received my certification from CVCC. The training that I got from CVC and being prepared to come and do clinicals helped tremendously. I started looking at scholarships, and the Ambassador Scholarship was interesting to me because you did events to earn your scholarship and you meet people. My favorite part about my job is meeting patients every day. They will crack me up every day. They make my day better. I would recommend CVCC to anyone that asks because of the scholarships, the teachers, the small stuff that you can't get at a university. They actually take the time out for each student.
Bottom of the fifth inning we go. Calvary leading Lakeside 2-1. And we do have a score update as Glenwood leading Russell County 2-0 in the first. They are playing that game at Central at Darnell Nelson Field. Glenwood will take on Northside on Monday. They'll take on Smith Station on Wednesday. It is all coming to fruition. And we knew this was going to happen when Glenwood joined the AHSAA. We would get these dream matchups. Cam Houston leading things off. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Cam Houston, the shortstop, back in action for Coach Smith, one of the top players from last year's team. And that's looped into right field. Going back, way back, it's at the fence. Houston rounding first. And he's got a leadoff double. And what timely hitting by Cam Houston. And now Trip Ellison, who has reached base twice. I wonder if he's going to try to lay down a bunt here. When runs come at a premium, you've got to try to get at least one run here, especially when this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be a pitcher's duel. Let's see if Trip Ellison lays down a bunt. Britton, first pitch, and that's lined into left center. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third is Cam Houston, and he is going to score. And Calvary leads 3-1. Trip Ellison with an RBI double. And now Bryson Brooks. Carson Britton in a little bit of trouble for Lakeside. There's a changeup, and that is a strike. I mean, Carson Britton was rolling for the first 3 innings, and then after giving up the double to Liam Holcutt that drove in 2 runs, and then now we had Trip Ellison driving Cam Houston. It's now 3-1. That is fouled back out of play. Carson Britton has just got to focus on the batter. But the heart of the order coming up for Calvary. That's really a good sign if you're Calvary, to have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters actually get hits and get on base. And Britton steps off the mound. We are live here at Calvary Christian. This is the home opener for the Calvary Knights. The 0-2, and that's high and upstairs. It's a 1-2 count.
Here we go, 3.
The batter, Bryson Brooks. And up calls time. One, two. That is outside and away. It's now a 2-2 count. Brooks steps out of the batter's box. And the 2-2, it's popped up. Is it playable? It's in foul territory. Is that going to be an out? Yes, it is. Looks like the shortstop might have interchanneled his Derek Jeter, but he didn't quite go into the stands, but he was racing out into foul territory, and he was able to grab that one for the first out here in the fifth. And now Tommy Irving, the cleanup hitter, is 0 for 2. He flied out to center both times. And then that's going to be a throw into the outfield, but Trip Ellison, he's going to just stay at second, and that's a smart thing to do. You don't want to try to get third when especially Britton has got a cannon for an arm. We've already seen him double up the runner trying to tag at third. That was in the third. That pitch is in there for a strike. Calvary will host Brookstone on Monday, and then they will take on Patrician Academy, Clark Prep, Lowndes Academy, and then they're going to be back in Columbus on March the 4th. That is in there for a strike, and we're hoping to have that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So this will not be the last time we see Lakeside School. We'll probably get that game on March the 4th when they take on Brookstone. But we will see. It's an 0-2 count to Tommy Irving. Who has picked up where he left off from that championship game last year. There's a break ball, that hit him in the back. And then now Tommy Irving's going to get first base. I'm not sure what's going on out there, but that ball might have slipped from Britton. But we've had quite a few hit batsmen in this game. And now Jackson Kennedy, the batter, he grounded out to short and was hit by a pitch. One out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Here at Calvary Christian. This is the home opener here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We have been live streaming Calvary Christian games for this is going on 3 seasons because, you know, before Georgia Alabama Sports Live existed in June of 2023, we live streamed off of Thrift Behringer's Facebook page those championship games, including the GAPS championship that was played right here 2 years ago against the Kings Academy. Britton checks the runner. Pitches outside, ball one. Calvary will turn around and play Central later tonight. Then they will go to Northside on the 27th as that pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Then on March the 6th, they will play Glenwood. And then their next home game will be right here against Pike Road, which I want to say that is not a home game. I think that might be the Border Wars, but I will confirm. They will play Russell County on the 7th, Evangel Christian, Holtville, and then Lakeside School on the 14th of March. And then their first GIAA series will be against Westfield School on March 18th. The 1-2, and that is outside. And just looking at the schedule, I will confirm if that is the Border Wars. Remember, last year Calvary was a co-host with Glenwood. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Jackson staying alive. And then they'll play Strong Rock. They play Shaw. Then during spring break, they got their spring break tournament where they play some top teams in the country. And then facing Brookstone the 15th, 17th, and 18th. Two. There's a high fly ball. Center going back. And that is out of here. 3-run bomb by Jackson Kennedy. Touch 'em all, my man. Calvary now leads 6-1. They open up the floodgates in this game. That was a rocket out of here. And now Nate Osborne, the batter, who is 1 for 2. Fly to center and singled his last time up. First pitch to Osborne. And that's going to be a ball. Still one out here in the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, pitches in there for a strike. 1-1 to the quarterback for the Calvary football team. There's a 1-1, and that is roped into right center. Going back. That's going to be at the fence. Osborne. He's trucking for second. Slides in there with a one-out double. And Calvary is teeing off on Britton now. And I'm wondering if there's going to be activity in the bullpen. Coach Rasmus may end up getting a pitching change here, and that's going to be all for Carson Britton. Calvary puts 4 more runs here in the 5th as they are trying to bat around. Liam Holcutt will be the batter. Last time he was up, he had a 2 RBI double that put Calvary in front 2-1. Trent Hayes will now be the pitcher for Lakeside School. So we'll step aside while he takes his warm-up pitches as Calvary Christian leads Lakeside School 6-1. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to Calvary. The new pitcher for Lakeside School is Trent Hayes. And Brody, well, nope, Liam Holcutt the batter. Brody Reed is in the on-deck circle. Liam Hocutt, 1 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a 2 RBI double. Saw him many times on the hardwood for Coach Jonathan Gordon this year on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That pitch is outside for a ball, and great post player, rebounder. He can shoot the three, and he also a great baseball player. And I know that Coach Jonathan Gordon would say that he loves baseball. The 1-0, and that is outside 2-0. And love seeing these multi-sport athletes. You got Nate Osborne, who plays on the football team, and you got Liam Hocutt, and just a great sight to see just these multi-sport athletes. We see it all over these schools that we cover on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The 2-0, there's a changeup that's in the dirt. It's ball 3. And I think with first base open, Trent Hayes is pitching around to Liam Hocutt, especially after getting the base knocker that drove in 2 runs the last time he was up. 3-0. Right down Broad Street, strike 1. Calvary with 6 unanswered runs, 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and they now lead Lakeside School 6-1 with 1 out. That is a strike, and Liam Hocutt thought that was ball 4. He's like, hold on a second. He's got to get his bat back. He was about to take his batting gloves off, and he was halfway to first, but the umpire a little late on that call. But and now it's a full count to Liam Hocutt. Hayes from the stretch. Payoff pitch coming. And that is low, ball 4. And now we got runners at first and second with 1 out. And now here comes Brody Reed, who is 1 for 2, grounded out to third and doubled his last time up. Trent Hayes checks the runner at second. First pitch to Reed is in there for a strike. Right on the outside corner. By the way, speaking of Coach Gordon, he is here in attendance. Big shout out to Coach Gordon. Some of the members of the basketball team out here as well. Dylan Hostin, Darnell Hamilton. That is going to be outside for a ball, 1-2. Britton, change up, lined right to the shortstop. Throw to first. In time for the out. That advances the runners over in scoring position, but now Lakeside School with 2 away. So 5-3 on the put out. Braxton Wilkinson, the batter. As we are live here at Calvary Christian. This is the home opener. And as expected, we have got a packed house. And that's in there for a strike. Wind is still blowing out to right field. You can see the American flag over on the football field. That wind is carrying. Hayes, the 0-1, popped up. Shallow right. Camped under it is Wellborn. Makes the grab, but not before Calvary tacks on 4 more runs. We played 5 here at Calvary. And the Knights lead the Chiefs 6-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Varsity community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Top of the 6th inning, Tommy Irving working the 6th. So far, he's given up a run in 5 innings of work. The only run he's given up was a solo shot by Connor Britton. But since then, Calvary has put up 6 runs on the board. The first pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1 as Cole Casarino, he is a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 singles in this game. Calvary trying to get this one done quick because they got to pack up and head to Phoenix City. But right now, Glenwood is taking on Russell County at Darnell Nelson Field. And Calvary will take on Central later tonight. Mike Peacock on the call. No balls, 2 strikes. Tommy Irving steps off the rubber. Irving delivers. The 0-2. And that is foul ball. That's a foul tip. I think the scoreboard thought that was strike 3, but yeah, he tipped it in the catcher's glove. So Casarino staying alive. Here's the pitch. That is high for a ball. Correction, that's actually ball 2. So he did not go around. I thought that he might have foul tipped it. Hard to tell from this angle. Irving gets the sign he wants. And the 2-2. And that's high and away. And it runs the count full. If Lakeside School wants to try to stay in this game, they've got to get an inning here in the 6th. Time is running out in this game. Payoff pitch coming, and that is outside, ball 4. A good at bat for Cole Casarino and a leadoff walk. He's been aboard 3 times today. And now Demetrius Hartnett, the batter, who is 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Irving working from the stretch. Delivers. Breaking ball right down the pipe. 0-1. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Masterwall Incorporated. Gordy Eye Care. There's a ground ball right to the second baseman. The flip to Houston. Gets the lead runner for the first out. Trying to go for the double play, but too much speed on the base path. But at least they get the forced runner. So now here comes Braden Vachon. His former team is actually playing Glenwood right now, the Russell County Warriors. Big shout out to Coach Danny Danielson and Coach Michael Long Jr., a friend of Georgia Alabama Sports Live and my broadcasting colleague for several football games. There's a little chopper right to the second baseman. Throw to short, gets the lead runner again. It's a good job there by Trey Quintet. He's the second baseman over there. And there's 2 away. And here comes the leadoff hitter, Connor Britton, who's got a home run in this game, the only run for Lakeside School. He is 1 for 3. He fouls that one back. We also have today CVCC softball. A jam-packed Saturday afternoon here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Irving from the stretch, the 0-1. That catches the corner at strike 2. Last time Connor Britton was up, he had 2 runners aboard, and Tommy Irving struck him out. Let's see what he can do here. Throw back to first. An absolute gorgeous day here on this Saturday afternoon. We hope that you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. Runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Catcher tags him. And Tommy Irving, 6 innings of work, 1 earned run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Calvary Christian leads Lakeside School 6-1. And we'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Bottom of the 6th, Calvary leads Lakeside School 6-1. And the leadoff hitter, Cam Houston, who is 2 for 3, comes up. Last time got a double, and he scored a run. Trent Hayes starts him off with a foul that's hits the roof of the bullpen. A lot of upgrades in the facilities here at Calvary Christian, including a indoor hitting facility over there on the left field fence, and then the bullpen now has a cover. That's a strike. It's 0-2 to Cam Houston, one of the impact players on last year's team. The 0-2 just missed. It's 1-2. Of course, with the departures of Bailey Thorne, Joel Cordero, Noah Strickland. Swing and a miss. And what a pitch by Trent Hayes. And Houston is down on strikeouts. And that will bring Trip Ellison. He's reached base all 3 times. Reached on an error in the first, and has got 2 singles. The lefty steps in. That's line to left. That's going to be Caught. Couldn't really see it out there, but the left fielder, Cole Casarino, able to make the catch. So with 2 down, Bryson Brooks, who's looking for his first hit of the game. He is 0 for 3. Don't forget, Calvary's going to play Central later tonight. And you can catch that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Mike Peacock on the call. I will be watching that game from my phone as I got a family obligation later tonight. The 1-0, that's lined right. Oh, it took a bad bounce for the shortstop. And Bryson Brooks has got his first hit of the game. That was hit on the sweet spot of the infield. And so Bryson Brooks is aboard with 2 outs. And now here comes Tommy Irving. He flied out to center twice, hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 2. Going to try to keep this inning alive. And first pitch, that is in the dirt. Calvary in their first year in the GIAA for baseball. 1-0, and it's popped up. Britton back, way back, warning track. And Britton makes the catch to end the inning. We played 6 here at Calvary. Time's running out for Lakeside. We go to the top of the 7th. They trail 6-1 as we'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock, and their partnership with everything that we do. And without businesses like Buffalo Rock, we wouldn't be able to go cover softball, volleyball games, every type of high school sport you can think of, local college games, and professional. So thank you to those businesses that support us, and specifically Buffalo Rock. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast after a nice long day, why not enjoy it with a nice, refreshing sorry? The best lemon lime soda around. Thank you to Sorry and Buffalo Rock for our partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Lakeside School, and in comes the closer, Cam Houston, which it's very fitting that his closing song is not Closing Time by Stetsomonic. It's not Enter Sandman by Metallica. It is The Heat Is On by Glenn Frey. So he's trying to close this one down. I mean, we saw Brendan Neal yesterday for Brookstone. Had some closing characteristics in his pitching style. And we could possibly see Coach Smith going to the bullpen. So the final line totals from Tommy Irving. He is due for the win. 6 innings, 1 earned run. And he is in line for the win. Tyler Mark Bullock will be the batter for Lakeside School, as they got 3 outs to try to come back into this game, down 6. Right now, Glenwood is taking on Russell County as Thrift Behringer on the call. This pitch to Bullock is low for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. Houston winds, delivers. The 1-0. Ground ball is on the line. Is that going to be a foul? Yep, foul ball. Umpire made the call. Didn't quite get on the side of the chalk that you wanted for Lakeside. Lakeside School 12-0 on the season. Calvary trying to get their first win of the season in the opener. Trying to give Lakeside School their first loss of the season. The 1-1. There's a little chopper. You got to hurry. Coming to get it. The throw and the stretch. Oh, what a stretch by Liam Holcutt to get the out. That's got to impress some of his basketball teammates here and Coach Gordon to try to use that athleticism to get that stretch for the out. And whoa, what a second. The umpires are talking this one over. Was his foot off the bag? That is the question. And they called him out. I got excited, but the umpires, they had to make the decision. So Lakeside School, and Coach Rasmus wants to come out and talk. He just wants to have a little chat with the umpire. He's not. I'll tell you what, I really miss the days, and it's really old school baseball where the managers come out and they're very colorful when they talk to the umpires. We've seen it in Major League Baseball, but definitely not in high school baseball. Is Houston, the 1-0. That is low for a ball. It's 2-0. My favorite manager of all time is Philip Wellman, and you could Google that one. It's classic. Houston, 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Let's just say he took the rosin bag and made a grenade out of it. He low crawled to the pitcher's mound, and yeah, you'll have to watch the YouTube video. It's 3-1 now to Carson Scott, the number 3 hitter for Lakeside School. He's reached base all 3 times for the Chiefs. 3-1 pitch, right down Broad Street. He runs the count full. Houston, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Payoff pitch to Scott, and that is high ball 4. So that's the 4th time that Carson Scott is aboard, and now Trent Hayes coming up to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He does have a single. Houston from the stretch. And the pitch to Hayes, and that's a high fly ball. Left field, that's right at the left fielder, Trip Ellison. And now there is 1 down, 1 away. 1 out left to go. Man, struggling with my words. 2 outs. And the last chance for Lakeside School is Boston Brown, as Calvary is 1 out away from getting their first victory of the season here in the home opener. And Boston Brown grounds it, bobbled, can't come up with it. And Tommy Irving just throw it back to the pitcher, and everybody's safe, and the inning stays alive for Lakeside School. That's probably going to be an error on Tommy Irving. And now here comes Jack Giles, who came in as a pinch runner. Now he's going to get a plate appearance for Lakeside School. Houston from the stretch. And the first pitch to Giles. And there's a little chopper over to Irving. Irving just steps on the bag, and that is the ball game. The Calvary Knights win the home opener by defeating the Lakeside School 6-1. And Lakeside School falls to 12-1, and now Calvary has got to regroup, pack their bags, and get ready to head across the river where they will take on the Central Red Devils later tonight. Tommy Irving gets the win, and he is your Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game for 6 innings of work, only giving up the 1 run, and also responsible for getting the final out. Well, this has been a fun one. Calvary ends up winning this one over Lakeside School 6-1. For Richard Holdridge saying so long here from Calvary Christian. Once again, your final score, the Calvary Knights 6, Lakeside School 1. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.